Amanda.
I'm Ben.
AutoSave, welcome to our channel.
You're watching My Hero Academia Season 8, Episode 8. Last episode, we didn't have arms, but now we do have arms, and everybody's here.
And I hope that continues. I hope we continue to have arms. I was definitely not expecting the reuniting on the battlefield here, that everyone was going to come and fight with Deku. That is something that completely blew my mind last episode.
It makes me happy.
Other things really surprised me last episode. But to go into this next episode, that's what I'm going to bring up.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Oh, Kirishima. Kaminari.
And the fact that they can. The fact that they came. The year.
Yeah.
People are still coming out.
I love that shot. I want that as a poster. That looked incredible.
Oh, the fact that I'm already tearing up is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Midoriya Izuku.
Sero.
Oh, Todoroki and Endeavor.
Oh my
5
god.
minutes earlier. Oh.
The burns on their whole family.
Oh. Thanking him.
Thanking Shirakumo.
What a nice little touch there. Scraps.
Oh! Gang Orca. This truly feels like a final boss, no? The embers. Oh my god.
Sure. That guy's gonna see him wearing the shirt.
The push on the back.
オールフォーワンと違って幻に混じりすぎるんだけど。
気を作るんだ。死柄木に至る道を。全員解放。実は感情任せに膨れ上がることではない。を抑止支配してこそのゆえ。数でも。
Oh my god. Cocker?
The perfect character for that. Whatever we need to do to get Midoriya closer. Oh my god.
Sue's family. Oh my god. You're killing me.
Oh!
Fat gum. I love that Mita's there with fucking Red Riot and Fat Gum.
This feels so good.
Tetsu. Grape Rush.
死肉にしか見えぬものども。なぜ死なない。身を向けていないのに目が。目玉だけ
The
が。
look in their eyes.
死に伏せ目玉をギョロギョロさせるだけのってしまったことが間違いだって。そうか、緑谷。緑谷イズク。
Crack.
Gentle!
前の弱さが頑張れ。オールマイトにはなかった。弱き強さが。
The strength of weaknesses.
こいつらを何とでも。
Oh my god!
お前がそう。お前の限り。
The cracks.
差し違えてでも奴を撃つ覚悟だからベイルアウトは切ったはずだったんだがな。オールマイト。したのは完全勝利。
Total victory.
ものは少ない方がいい。緑谷少年。君が駆け出したから。
Hit the ground running that day.
体が動いたんだ。
Now he's running again.
あの日からずっと。君は。頑張れ。ヒーロー。傾向を思い出す。今なら彼女が言っていたこともよくわかる気がするよ。
うららかさん、もう病院着くから頑張れ。みんなも頑張ってよ。でもデクってなんか好きだ私。頑張れ。
全ヒーローを日本に向かわせろ。
Oh!
しかし大統領、オルフォーワンが勝利した場合、我が国の安全保障が。あの声が聞こえる。頑張れ。君はの最高のヒーローだったよ。
You've been my greatest hero.
Izuku Midoriya Rising.
余一と継承者どもを打ち込まれたあの時に精神のみならず体も生半可な体では受け取りきれず意志がもげ爆散してしまう。8代目より少し上乗せされた9人分の力。
You can't handle it. the fuck?
The body's like already blown apart.
そうだとも繰り返せばいい。オムラにそうしたように、ルナキ今こいつでも誰でも僕自身を与え。
No.
Vessel.
俺ほら緑谷白雲そうだごめんな私は
Shigaraki.
人々を守らなくては。くしゃやっぱりどこまでも手差し伸べちまうんだよあいつは。しばらく人々をお返し。お友達が
His friend is waiting for him. His friend is waiting for him.
僕も病院に行って
He would not have gone.
一人で来やがった。轟のちゃん
Nice.
やりつけたな。俺に追い越されてんだよイズキ。俺フォーはお前を許しはしない。理解できない化け物だとも思わない。言うな。お前は魔王なんかじゃない。お前はただの寂しがりな人間だ。余一。
緑谷君はラインでかけらが残るようぶつける力を調整したんだね。で叩き起こしたんだ。わずかな残滓となった僕を正しく完遂させるために。
どうでもいい。消えるな。顔を見せろ。
無理だよ、消える。
こう見ていろ。目を見せろ。
兄さん、あなたを導けなかった僕らへの最後の救済だ。
ダメだ。許可しない。大好きなんだ。お前がいないと僕はダメなんだ。
そうやって物がために利用してきたツケを払う時だ。彼が起こしたのは僕だけじゃない。
Oh my god. Shigaraki.
あんたが俺を消えないようにつなぎ止めてたのか。
Oh.
おばあちゃん。黒霧。体を奪い返しただけで何も壊せやしなかった。結局俺はお前の言った通り泣いてるガキだったってことか。この手を壊せなかった。
たことを許せはしない。だから戦った。止まって欲しかったんだ。
緑谷伊豆くスピナーが生きてたら伝えてくれよ。信楽戸村は最後まで壊すために戦ったって。
もう壊したよ。
What a perfect episode. Okay, that was My Hero Academia, Season 8, Episode 8. Hellspinner that I fought to destroy until the very end.
Do you think it was purposeful in terms of the roadmap of what was going to happen in each episode for this season, that they chose episode 8 for the certain things that transpire in the plot of this episode?
Why do you ask?
because 8 and 8, like for season 8, the episode 8 would be such a huge episode of kind of like
what
finalizing a certain
I was
aspect
like,
of the battle.
Okay, where's Anna coming from the set? Are there like themes of 8 throughout the episode that I missed? But no, just because it's the season 8, so
Yeah.
because of that, episode 8 would be sweet. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
But I
I
mean,
don't
it
know.
could be. Dude, look at me, I'm wrong. I don't know.
You're wrong.
But but no, honestly, if putting that forward just goes to show the amount of quality that both of us could feel from this episode and how amazing it was, then yeah, definitely, to answer your question. But there have been so many episodes this season, and I want to take a second to go a little bit on a small rant, and I'll try to keep it as short as I can. But it felt like for a couple of years there, within the small social circles that I do have, it seemed like, I don't know, people didn't necessarily come out and be like, oh yeah, within the people I know, saying like, oh, My Hero Academia isn't great or isn't amazing. But it felt like during like season 5, season 6, there was a little bit of like resentment from people. I don't really talk to them anymore. This isn't why, but I mean, maybe it adds up. But like it seemed like it wasn't as popular or extreme to them as they used to be excited about it. And that happens with series in terms of whether you're interested in it or not, and that's all okay.
Even if you have to wait, and if waiting is something, if patience is your virtue, and waiting, for some people, waiting, it makes them more excited. For other people, it might ruin it for
and
them.
it can be very frustrating to have to wait to get something, and I understand that as well. But the point that I'm trying to make is I think that objectively, My Hero Academia, start to end, if this is the end, right? Like, obviously it's not the last episode, but throughout every season, it has been so fucking consistent for me. It has been so consistent for me. And I don't mean in terms of like every season has this pinnacle moment of All Might fighting All for One. No, but in terms of animation and the quality of the story, and I've loved My Hero Academia and every second of it. I love My Hero Academia, and I feel like I'm just so happy that the quality is here, because it's no secret to anybody who has watched some of our videos that one of my favorite series of all time is Mob Psycho. Mm-hmm. And I'm really blessed for Mob Psycho story-wise and thematic life for the way that it affected my life, but it means something to me when start to finish something is able to maintain a sense of consistency. Mm-hmm. And like it doesn't matter necessarily what that consistency is to me personally, but when it's consistent, it absolutely means the world to me, and I feel like My Hero Academia is a shining example of that to me.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with you.
Everything just it ties together so well. Like
there's a cohesiveness, I would say. If consistency isn't even the right term, it could be possibly, but like I haven't critically gone and looked at every season to be like, what's the animation like in every single season, how much time do you get with specific characters, but I would say they all feel like the same voice throughout. The characters feel like they stay true to who they were written to be from start to finish, and I have just been enjoying every piece of it, and probably that's exactly the testimony I had in this episode to that, is how much I was tearing up upon the first 5 seconds of this episode. Season 8, Season 7, I'm pretty sure I was tearing up a lot too. And I think that's a testament to my enjoyment of the series, but also just how it's written, how it was kind of created to be as an anime, how every voice actor that went into it, the scores that went into it, all of the work that went into making what it is that I watch was cohesive, consistent, and lovely enough that I feel so emotional when I watch the closing out of the story.
Yeah, I like, even if it's little things that don't necessarily intend to elicit a memory for me, like Bakugo coming in there using like Todoroki's help, right? Whatever. But who he went after there, it being Kurogiri, is such a flashback to season 1 for me, to the USJ, when he has his fingers wrapped around Kurogiri's like metal plate around his neck. Like, everything feels like it's it's been thought about.
I
or
like that
referenced.
point that you just brought up. Like, I think this episode probably helped a lot with the kind of flashback idea, but it has happened quite frequently for me that something will happen or a line will be said within an episode that immediately takes me back to a different season. I mean, we have almost 8 complete seasons now to be able to call upon things that have happened, moments with characters, lines that have been said, themes, and it's really fun to be able to watch something, and it almost helps with the emotions to have that nostalgia kind of atmosphere with it too, that's like, oh my god, I remember something so similar to this in season 2, you know, that you're able to call upon those little memories, almost like this is a friend of yours and you're relating together and kind of going on a nostalgia trip together, having a conversation, and you're able to be like, oh, remember when we went and did this? Oh, that's what it feels like.
No, I completely agree. Like, I am very emotionally and sentimentally attached to My Hero Academia. Like, I can't tell you how many times before we started AutoSave that, like, I had rewatched it. I don't know, like, how to explain it in any other way, but there were nights when I would just, like, have a glass of whiskey with some ice and a dartboard open. And for like 3 hours straight, I would be practicing darts because I never played darts before. But your dad
and
liked darts.
My dad
and
is really, he was in like dart clubs and stuff.
Yeah, so I wanted to practice. So I got a dartboard and then I played darts like all the time. So I got some whiskey and just sipped it and played darts, all with My Hero Academia in the background and watching it and like taking breaks to just like rewatch shit. And like it holds such a sentimental and like meaningful place in my heart.
And that's all why he would have said yes to when you asked to propose to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of My Hero Academia.
Yep.
Exactly. Man, I don't even know where to go. I have so much. I have a question for you. One place to go that, it was just like a read that I had, or a feeling that I had while it was going on. Like, we're getting every single person cheering Midoriya on and saying, you can do it. You can do it. And it was really interesting because I think Uraraka's You Can Do It was for Midoriya as well, but it almost came off that Pixie Bob's You Can Do It was for the survivability of Uraraka. Like, Uraraka is so fucked up right now and was so close to death that if she wasn't in the place that she was, then she's on death's door and needs to be motivated to keep surviving.
And she would have been dead if Toga hadn't helped out.
No,
but,
exactly.
Like, she's so close. So close.
Because of Toga, she's able to last this long, and that You Can Do It from Pixie Bob almost felt like it was a you can do it. Here's motivation. Look at Midoriya. You can pull through too. You know.
I was kind of waiting for the moment that once we were getting all the You Can Do It's, and we were kind of flashing between heroes that were actually there on the battlefield to people that were watching from afar. I was waiting for Uraraka to be shown. I was waiting for it because I knew it had to be. I mean, come on. And especially like with Ida showing up, and then obviously we get Bakugo at the end. But I was like, okay, so when is this going to happen? And it was kind of, there was an apprehension there on my end because I was already crying that I was like, oh, once I see that, I'm probably going to cry more. And I know it's going to happen because come on. We are seeing everyone reacting and cheering on Deku and everyone else fighting here. Of course, if Uraraka is awake, we are going to check in on what she's doing, and hopefully she is also going to cheer him on. And it didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint. There was an emotion, a rawness to her cheering him on, and part of it, you could even maybe think that maybe there's a part of her that's frustrated that she can't be there. Like, think about how crazy that is. If you had told someone while they were watching the first couple seasons of this show that every other student was going to be there for Deku in this ending fight, basically, other than her, I think people would be really surprised by that idea or that premise. But it just also goes to show like how emotional her fight was that she was a part of. She was fighting someone, like, yes, Todoroki was fighting someone where there was some other connection there other than, hey, you're a villain, I'm fighting, and I'm a hero. There was something there that also needed to be tackled on an emotional level, and that's why Uraraka and Toga's battle was so huge. And so it does make sense because of what transpired that she wouldn't be here. but it's still so crazy a concept at the same time
Yeah.
that she wouldn't be here.
I am absolutely, it's kind of weird to say, but I'm blown away that as many people that are here are here. Like, we've gone so many times in iterations of, we've given it every fucking ounce of blood and sweat that we have. We can't
And then
give
we
enough.
found some more.
And then we found some more. That at this point, I was like, well, we've fucking exhausted absolutely everything. Everything. And then we're like, no, wait. Like, we've exhausted surface level what we can do and what we can do. We're gonna turn around now and see all of those who we inspired. The people who are going to take the
And
shirts
tap
off
into
of their
them.
backs.
Yeah.
The people who are going to supply bandages and medicine. And that's going to further inspire all of our heroes. And everybody's going to be showing up. And it reminds me of what All For One was saying about Izuku Midoriya, the strength of weakness. Like, the idea of what bred everybody here is, it's contrasting to the idea of All Might versus All For One in the fight that we saw, when it was everyone praying for All Might to win that, but everybody's here to fight together now.
He's literally, All For One is fighting against a giant group of people who cannot stop moving forward, even though they are, as individuals, they would die here. They wouldn't be able to pull it together. They are weaker than the opponent they are fighting. It does not matter what the circumstances are. They are heroes. And not only did they choose that life and want to become that, but they are actually embodying it here. They are being true heroes here, and they cannot stop moving forward. In that idea of that momentum and can't stop moving forward and the running, hit the ground running, was there a favorite kind of push that Deku got? Obviously, I'm sure you probably loved all of them. But if I'm just asking you this question, quick fire, is there one that you were like, oh, that push forward, that kind of nudge to Deku as he's charging forward was my favorite, or is one that I want to talk about?
Man, all of them. I know that's so stupid, but like I starting with Aoyama, like, it was great. It was, and just the push on the back was everything. The hands was great. I loved seeing, it's difficult. Like, are you specifically referencing like being pushed on the back moment,
no,
or like
all of the
interacting to try to
interacting with the
be the
environment
defense,
or with him and the defense in order to help him facilitate the moving forward?
Okay, Hagakure is definitely up there with the
okay,
refract counter. That was fucking sick. I feel like
perfect job for her.
Okay, two characters that are really like golden in my hands right now for different reasons are Hagakure and Sero. Sero has always been a character that I feel like gets shown a little bit more than other characters, but not nearly enough. Like, he's always there, and I'm like, fuck, I could have a whole series about Sero, and you're just dangling him in front of me, and he's so cool, and he ends up having such a incredible moments within the series. Just in this episode,
Isn't he
he's
the
one who gets
steps forward and says something?
and he's the one who gets and wraps around Todoroki and Endeavor.
Yes.
Like, Sero is such a fucking legend, and then Hagakure is kind of a sleeper. Like, the idea of her coming to terms with how her quirk works now in such a short amount of time too, and to be able to utilize it against All For One here to this like pedigree is absolutely extraordinary.
It definitely sets a tone of what people are going to be doing. Like, though that is a great job for her, is to kind of have that retraction here of this beam. It shows what then happens as we get that momentum is other characters, kind of regardless of whether their quirk is perfect for it, are throwing their bodies into it.
No, exactly.
We are literally throwing our bodies. We have like Mina with Fat Gum and Kirishima, and we're like
holding it back,
throwing
like
our bodies
powerhouse
into
quirks,
it. Yes.
and we're having Mina there out of necessity, you know? That was a great moment. I loved Present Mike and Earphone Jack teaming up. That felt like, holy shit, thank you so much for showing it to me. Gentle, I don't need to say anything else. Gentle Criminal is here.
Fan favorite of this household?
I don't know if this fits, but Shoji being there and then seeing the girl from his past, that blew me away.
So I would say, if you were going to kind of throw this question back at me, I would definitely have said some of the answers that you've already said. I had definitely been thinking about Aoyama because of like the emotional stuff there, and kind of that was one of those moments where we're reminding you of something that happened seasons ago. It like transports you back in time to when you've watched any of their interactions, especially once we find out that he's kind of the spy and that he had been given a quirk by All For One. And so that was really cool. But in terms of emotions, and obviously I'll love to, I don't mind watching back what my reactions are to things. Sometimes I'm interested to see, because in the moment it's not like I'm focusing on, am I reacting more to this than that?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see like what made me start blubbering like a baby even more than something else. But off the top of my head, I feel like something that felt really emotional to me was how Shoji and Sue were helping carry Deku forward. Like, we both latched onto him, and we're literally like dragging him / carrying him. And we get Sue's family reacting and cheering, the little siblings. Maybe it's the kids aspect. Maybe it's like little kids cheering on characters that gets me. But I really loved how physically involved they were with the actual movement of Deku. There's something about the same idea as like actually putting your hand on his back to push him forward. There's something about a character literally putting their hands on someone else to kind of help the momentum of running and moving forward, to both physically and mentally and verbally cheer someone on, that I felt like the visceral kind of, I liked that a lot. And then I would say Ida.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not
Ida
love
showing up there.
any Ida moment?
I mean, that was emotional for probably a few different reasons. Some of the easier ones or quicker ones that I can latch onto is how he was kind of Deku's, like, one of his first established friends, a part of Class 1A, other than Uraraka. There's something about the three of them, and we even see them within this episode, the three of them walking out of school, Uraraka and Ida and Deku. And so he is kind of like, obviously Bakugo, it comes in at the kind of best friend type moment, but Ida really has been a very solid close friend of Deku's from the very beginning of his time at this like hero school. And so that felt really emotional and really amazing. And that's probably my main reason, is just like who he has been for Deku in the series, and kind of he's been there a lot just as that side character that's been very solid as a friend.
There was a great still right before the intro played that I want to bring up real quick. Oh, look at everyone.
And you still see people jumping out. Sero looks probably the coolest.
I would agree with you.
You know what's actually funny about this shot?
Huh.
Everyone's looking forward toward All For One except Deku. He's still reacting to everyone around him. Like, everyone else is facing forward, and he's like, oh my god, look at everyone that's here to fight alongside me.
I think the only person who isn't also looking forward is Aizawa, and he's looking at Deku.
Oh, that feels good.
That's
Consistency.
so awesome. So good. Oh my god. Okay, well, the idea was there, and the idea happened of Midoriya still being able to use the Ember left, just like All Might, and it's beautiful, and it's amazing. It hurts my stomach a little bit to have happen, but like, because like, I don't know, it's not the story that it is being told, obviously, but like it's still a part of me is like, I want Deku to be forever with like the power of One For All, but that's not what's happening here,
especially
and it's
over
perfect in the way that it is, but I'm just, it hurts.
Mm-hmm. It's like we should have prepared ourselves even more so because of what happened in the last couple episodes, of what the plan was of kind of forcing One For All into Shigaraki's body.
Yeah.
That we should have had time enough to kind of say goodbye to kind of Deku's kind of hero life.
It comes down to like, it's been with us for so long, this series, that like to move on from a series in a different position is like, we're experiencing what it's intending us to. You know what I mean?
We're saying goodbye, and we're going through all the stages of grief.
One thing that I loved is the idea of the quirks not only affecting the mind, but the body, and then we get the flashback to All Might talking about inheriting One for All and what you need to build up to be able to withhold
The
that.
unprepared body.
I adored that.
I didn't like how we held the body together.
Yeah,
kind
that
of
was
after
gross.
that revelation or reminder of the unprepared body.
One moment that happened out of nowhere that I think I cried for right when it happened was the US being like, send everybody.
Everyone.
But what if he would send everyone, even if they're there just to be able to help medical treatment afterwards. That's more than anything, and you need to go. And I just love being able to see that and being able to see what led to that influence happening.
The battle is not over. The battle is, yes, the opponent has been slain and dealt with, and for the most part, the lonely man has been dealt with. For the most part, all the other battles across this giant battlefield have also been dealt with. Escapees have been dealt with. There's still other aspects of this that need to happen, and one of those mainly is medical treatment, but also the cleanup. The devastation that has happened to the landscape, but also the infrastructure, the environment, the buildings, the people, their homes, not just in this season, but in season 7, what has been happening over the last couple seasons to this country. They're going to still need heroes, and they're still going to need lots of help in even maybe the coming years. I don't know how long it would take. If we got even more heroes from other countries coming here to help, I'm sure it would be a little bit quicker. But we still need help, or still could definitely appreciate help from others to kind of just build our country back up and make sure everyone's okay and fix up their buildings and just kind of erase all that is All for One off the map, if you know what I mean. Like, honestly, it would be sad to say erase all that was the destroying and decay of Shigaraki, because I don't want to like erase Shigaraki because I love him as a character. But one of the last things you have to do after you actually physically remove a villain is you have to physically remove the damage, or emotionally remove the damage that they did, that they enacted, as best you can. Obviously, that's a lot of therapy for some people, and rebuilding of buildings. There's a lot of things that go into that, but that's the next step.
It was so fascinating to see like the end of the Todoroki battle with Dabi and seeing, I think they're burns that Todoroki's family has, and that's something. I was like, oh fuck, damn.
Isn't that's kind of crazy, the idea that the whole family would probably end up with like burn scars?
I mean, it was just like a massive meeting of extreme hot and extreme cold, and we've seen that before, and that has effects, you know?
Yeah. And we bring up Recovery Girl in this scene. Recovery Girl is gonna need a serious vacation, retirement, something after this.
Completely agree. Okay, I think top 3 moments of the episode, easily. There's so many moments that I love. I think I'll have to rewatch it a few times before I can give like a coherent like top 5 moments of this episode. But easily in the top 3 was All Might doing something about Star and Stripes bros ejection seats, because we need a total victory in mind, no loss. We've talked about it. Brings me back to Bakugo and his training arc, basically, and the idea of perfect victory. We're not gonna take any losses. It was such a great moment in the episode, and I love that All Might is meddling with that and has that pull. Like, it's incredible.
Okay, I have 5.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna hit you with them. All Might in that same scene saying, "You've been my greatest hero," about Deku. That was definitely a highlight. Number 2, you have friends waiting for you and a message for Spinner from Shigaraki. That was number 2. Number 3, this might come as a surprise, I'm not sure. The look in their eyes, and we see the look in all of the characters' eyes, and then we go back in time to when Deku had that same look in his eyes, and how All for One has this like lack of understanding other people and what those looks mean. It coming from a place of just looking down on them to such a degree that he does not see that look as significant in that moment initially, and then he views it in this scene, the strength of weaknesses, the look in their eyes. He sees it now, and he sees the significance of it, and maybe even sees that this thing that he should have been planning for, should have been not underestimating, is going to end up being a downfall of his.
Did you have more? Sorry.
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay, go.
Number 4, the shirt. I remember when that guy took off his shirt last episode, I was like, why do we need a shirt? Like, I was like, a very nice sentiment. We're giving water bottles, we're giving bandages, cool, nice sentiment. But like, you're gonna be cold, and also, why do we need your t-shirt?
We're able to recognize the make and model of that t-shirt because we're a super fan.
We're a super fan. And so obviously I am so sorry for thinking about that guy last episode. Dude, why'd you take your shirt off? Because it ended up being incredibly worth it.
They should have all taken their shirts off.
We should have all done that, yes. And my 5th thing is, as Present Mike is coming out, he thanks Shirakumo.
Yeah. Damn.
Shirakumo's
always one to save someone, jump in the way. We keep seeing that fucking cat.
Yeah.
I really loved, like, the precise control of what was left within a vestige or like a piece of someone, whether it was Midoriya with Yoichi and then like that being left a little bit to be brought back in. Earlier in the episode we get that All For One's like his being was almost faded to gray after Yoichi was gone because that obsession was gone, and that was brought back around. But then Nanashimura doing a similar thing in terms of control for Shigaraki and that piece of him staying there. And I adored that.
He calls her grandma, too, in noticing what she has done for him there.
Damn. What an episode.
What an episode. I did not come into this episode expecting that we were going to have a kind of finale moment of Deku within the air in this kind of triumph and victory type final punch.
But it's episode 8 and it's season 8.
It's season 8 and it's episode 8. I should have known, but I didn't, alas.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Not for now, at least. I had like 4
now.
pages of stuff.
Though I will say that, like, while people might think, oh, the most exciting part of this season is definitely going to be, like, the actual battle with Shigaraki and then All For One. And, like, sure. But I also think equally as exciting is actually seeing what the resolution and the kind of future is like. Because this show has been all about hope for the future and hope for the next generations and the kind of building up of people. And so I want to see so much so. Like, obviously, I loved seeing the battle and loved seeing the fight. But equally as important to me is seeing the future that we pave after this.
It's what this is all for. All right. You good?
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We hope to see you next time.
Okay, I got my good cry in for the week. Don't have to do it anymore this week, right? That's how it works?